Let's go. So, I mean, a lot of people are looking at free agency, man, and they feel like, Brad could have got Joey Bosa, Cam Jordan, could have got a number of guys. I don't know who all was out there. Those guys still out there. I think the Detroit Lions are going to ride. Brad is just going to be a wizard in the draft. He likes to find guys and plug them and play. And the draft is cheaper. When you plugging in the draft, it's cheaper, and they're going to try to fix these problems at the draft. Now, as it stands in free agency, right now, most of people believe they have a deficiency at left tackle. Most people feel like they're weak at the defensive end position still. They may even need some help at the defensive tackle position. They may need a linebacker. Some people may feel like they need a corner still, but they did pick up some corners, so we can say that away. Some people may feel like they still need a guard. So they got about 5 gaping holes, and some people may feel like, I know Kirby Joseph, he made some comments that he gonna be good, and Brian Brent said he gonna be back. So, some people may still think they need help at the safety position. So it's about 6 hardcore positions you need help at. And obviously, free agency ain't over. You can still, make trades. You can still do things to help you out. But, realistically, I feel like you can't fix all those holes in the draft. So I don't think you can fix all those holes in the draft. But he likes to fix them through the draft. He likes to pick these guys up in the draft. He likes to will and deal in the draft. So I think, and he likes to take positional value over position or over need. So, and it's cheaper to do it that way. I mean, especially when you can find guys later in the draft like Amon-Ra St. Brown. I mean, F.A. Milifano, if he stayed healthy, was pretty good. I mean, people think Tesla's going to be a big-time player, especially when you can hit those middle rounds. You can find, cheap talent in those middle rounds, and they can turn out to be good talents. Have you had some misses? Manu Giovanni moved up. Sonoy Vaki moved there. The second round has really hunted him, from Pascal to Anzarike to Ennis Rackstraw. But then he's, Tay Rallis was pretty good. And in the same year, Sam Lepore and Brian Branch, who's coming off injuries. So, he's been pretty good at finding good talent. So they're going to try to cover these deficiencies up in a draft and be able to mold these young guys into what they want. Honestly, I feel like they need an answer at left tackle and defensive end. I feel like the draft is rich at those positions from what I understand. And if you can get some help there and then, stay healthy, which, they keep picking up these injury-prone guys, it should be interesting to some guys develop and, but look, the uncertainty about this team is what's going to happen with the safeties, what's going to happen with Ennis Rackstraw and his, Tyrion. It's just so many questions. And they kind of like answer some questions in free agency where you get the corner, you get the hybrid safety nickel corner from Tampa. You get the corner, Roger McCreary, who's been really good at nickel and man-to-man. So just in case, that was Meek Roberts replacement and Avonte Maddox replacement from the Tampa guy. So you kind of fill those voids right then and there. But, obviously they plan on drafting a linebacker pretty early. I think about the linebacker position is, you let Anazzoni go. You want to get younger there. And linebackers take a couple years to kind of materialize sometimes. But you're willing to bank on it. You're not just drafting for the now, you drafted for the future. So looking at it, man, if in best case scenario, your corners are healthy, your safeties are healthy. Aleem McNeil turn back to form, Aiden Hutch, but still, and Tyleek Williams get it together, but still, you feel a lot thin at the defensive tackle position. You don't feel confident about Anzarike, and the rookie from Boise State last year. Don't feel confident about him because you don't know. He was a 6th round pick. I don't expect anything from him. You bring in the kid from Carolina who had a major injury and a major injury already. think he tore. It was that the one that tore his quad twice. So, really just you're hearing these issues between Brad and Dan, and it's like, So I don't think. I mean, the last couple drafts ain't been great. Only guy I can really remember from last year is Tyleek and Tesla and Tate. And Tate had the best year for sure. So, and he was originally supposed to be a center. Now that ain't happening. So it just seemed like a team that if Jared Goff have a fall off, seems like a team that could be at the top of the draft, because we know injuries will hit this team. And it just seemed like you just feel like its window is closed. You kind of feel the window is closed. It's nailed shut, but the current NFL is kind of scurvy right now. It's no real dominant team right now, but I don't think a draft can save them from where they are right now. I just don't see it. I just don't see it. And I think Brad Holmes has lacked to evolve. I believe he's very arrogant. Not to say that's a bad thing, but he's very arrogant. And he just stuck in his ways. He hasn't made the adjust. It's time to make the adjustment. Him and Dan have to make adjustments to how they moving, man, and the guys that they picking. But I didn't feel good about it last year. It's too early in the offseason. But what they done, two guys, catastrophic injuries. One had a spinal fusion. I think that was the linebacker from Houston. I think the DJ Wanham guy, he had torn his quad twice. I'm just looking. I think Roger McCreary had an injury they got that made him pretty much go to the bench in LA or he started off injured in LA. I believe he got injured in his previous stop in Tennessee or something like that. No, they switched coaches and they went from man to zone. So he had it's like, goddamn, like, are you just picking these guys because they got injuries? It's like crazy. You didn't get Max Crosby. Previous year you didn't get Myles Garrett, and it's like, let's think about this for a minute. Let's just talk about defense. The best case scenario, right? If Elaine McNeil turn to form, Aiden Hudson a year removed, he get back to it. Tyleek Williams come and contribute. Jack Campbell, he's Jack Campbell. He's the best player on their defense right now. Terrion stay healthy, Rackstraw stay healthy, DJ Reed stay healthy. Safeties come back healthy. That's the best case scenario for the Lions. What's the chances that all that happened? It's 0 to none. 0 to fucking none. It's 0 to none. All that ain't happening, bro. They will be injured again next season. They will have some rookies that will be injured as well too. And to be honest with you, until Brad Holmes get out his own way and stop getting these injury-prone guys, until Dan Campbell stop practicing like a fucking maniac, ain't nothing gonna change but the numbers on the range. Hit the link on the description. Follow me on X, Facebook, Kick, Twitch, Instagram, Spotify, the whole 9 piece.